Hi there, Cherokee owners. Today in your 2019 Jeep Cherokee, we're going to be taking a look at the best flat tow setup. There's 5 main components you're going to need when flat towing your vehicle behind your motorhome. You're going to need your tow bar, your base plate, your diode wiring, your safety cables, and your supplemental braking system. We'll start by taking a look at our tow bar. We're going to be using Roadmaster's Nighthawk tow bar, which is my personal favorite tow bar. Having worked with all the other tow bars, while there are many good ones out there, this one operates so much smoother. Some of those other tow bars, when you're trying to lift it up and down and get it into position, the equipment here seems to be just kind of binding a little bit. It's not the smoothest. On this tow bar, it's super smooth, so it makes it much easier lifting up your tow bar and getting it in place, because they can be a little heavy. It's also got a lot of other features about it that really makes it stand out. It's non-binding with attached levers to make it easy to get those to release. There's LED indicators that run down the side, so for high visibility at night. We have independent channels on the bottom of each arm for both the safety cable and for your wiring. And I like the look of it too. The textured black finish just kind of gives it that more robust, durable look than the other tow bars out there. We're using Roadmaster's Direct Connect base plate, and this would be my personal choice for the base plate on this vehicle due to the fact that there's no crossbar. Your tow bar hooks directly to the arms sticking out here, and both of these arms are going to be removable so you can get a nice factory look on your Jeep so nobody knows that you've even done all these modifications to it. For our wiring, we're going to be using Roadmaster's diode wiring kit. Now there are a couple of diode wiring kits from Roadmaster, and all of them are going to be great options. Each one just comes with a little bit different components, and that's going to be important depending on what all you choose. So since we're using the Nighthawk tow bar on our setup, which comes with our umbilical cable and our 6-pole connector, we're going to be using the kit that is just the wiring with the diodes. But again, if you get a different tow bar, there is a kit available that comes with your umbilical and your 6-pole connector, as well as a bracket to get it mounted up. The diode wiring is my personal favorite because it's a pretty quick and easy installation, and it's completely hidden behind our taillight assemblies. It takes all of our motorhome lighting signals and transfers it to the lights at the back of our vehicle. The diodes allow current flow only in one direction, so that current coming from our motorhome can only go to our lights, and it can't backfeed into any of the other electrical components in our vehicle, keeping it nice and safe. Now there are less intrusive options, such as magnetic lights that you can stick on the top of your vehicle. However, I really don't like these because not all roofs are magnetic material. You also have the issue of potentially scratching or damaging the paint on top, and it just doesn't look as nice when you've got lights sticking up on the top of your vehicle. It looks much cleaner when you're using your factory lights. For our supplemental braking system, we're using Roadmaster's InvisiBrake. There are a couple other options that I think are just as good as your InvisiBrake. You have SMI's Stay and Play Duo as well as SMI's Air Force One. I highly recommend both those kits as well. It's really going to come down to your preference. The InvisiBrake is going to have a little bit cleaner setup at your pedal, so if you don't want to see the cylinder that you find on the SMI kits, you might want to go with the InvisiBrake. Now, if installation and how involved the installation is going to be on your vehicle, you might want to consider your SMI kits. I find that installation to be faster and less intrusive in the vehicle. Your InvisiBrake is going to be a little bit more work to get it all set up. Now some people are probably thinking, well, this whole setup here is getting pretty costly. Do I really need the supplemental braking system? Because that's one of the most expensive parts of it. And I'll give you a little scenario of why you would want it, in addition to the fact that it's required in many states to have a braking system on your vehicle when flat towing. Let's say you're in a high mountainous area and you're going down a long mountain hill. You're riding the brakes on your motorhome, but you don't have a braking system in your vehicle. You now have the weight of your vehicle pushing against your motorhome, causing excessive force on your motorhome's brakes, which could potentially overheat them and reduce the brake power that they have available. This can be dangerous. By putting a braking system in your vehicle, you're now using the vehicle's brakes that are included on the vehicle when you purchased it to help slow it down, so you're reducing that stress on your motorhome's brakes, which is going to extend the life of the components on your motorhome as well as be safer, especially on long downgrade hills. Our safety cables came with our Nighthawk, but if you decide to use a different tow bar, Roadmaster has plenty of safety cables out there that are great options. They come in various lengths depending on your needs. A good starting point with most setups is 64 inches for your safety cables, but that can vary slightly depending if you need a HighLow adapter, the length of your tow bar. There are a few variables in there that you might need a slightly longer cable. There's extensions available that you could use, so you could get the 64-inch kit and then buy the appropriate extension if you wanted to go that route as well. And lastly, I did just mention a high-low adapter. Now that's not necessarily a required component. It's going to vary depending on your motorhome and your vehicle. You want to make sure you get it as level as possible. You can see that our plane here is pretty level between our motorhome and our vehicle, and this is what you want to achieve. The general rule of thumb is that you don't want to exceed more than 3 inches between the height of one and the height of the other. If you do have more than 3 inches, then you're going to want to use a high-low adapter, which will go onto your motorhome side and either raise or lower the receiver so you can get that level plane for your tow bars. And that completes our look at the best flat tow setup for your Jeep Cherokee.